Spoilers! This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello, 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 and welcome, fellow Whovians, to the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I am your host for tonight, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. Welcome. Of course, as soon as I go live, my nose starts itching. Don't you love when things happen at the worst possible time? Anywho, hello, welcome. We are talking about Daleks in Manhattan, the 10th Doctor episode with Martha Jones, and all sorts of fun guest stars. We're going to be reviewing that as it says down below here. You can give us your take, rate it 1 to 10 TARDISes and why in the comments. As always, super chats will get priority. We'd love you when you guys donate. It just goes to Kristen getting a new computer someday. He needs it. He does. Isn't that right, Christian?
Absolutely. Desgracia. Desgracia. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, tonight we are going to be reviewing Daleks in Manhattan, and this is going to be an interesting night out there. Do we lose somebody in the... Did we lose him? Oh, no, he's there. Okay.
He's there. We lost the screen share that we didn't need.
We lost the screen share.
Yeah,
but it's fine. Again, caution, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, and God only knows why you haven't at this moment, yeah, there will be spoilers. So
yeah, this is season 3. We're talking a decade ago here. Right. So you should have seen this. If you have not, it is on you. The spoiler window is well past. But nevertheless, look out for spoilers. Hey, Mark. Also, with us tonight, we have the Reverend himself, Reverend Amagon. Tom, how you doing tonight?
To quote Papa V, with these words in hand, the future is a foreign land, so let us pray for more in 2034.
I think it's.
I saw the news. I'm just kind of.
You're 100 years off.
That's what I'm saying. 2034. Things got to get.
And also with us, of course, our good friend from Our Philosophy Is Sean. How you doing today?
100 years old.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing well. I'm excited to review this.
I thought you were. I didn't. I thought your audio went out again. So, whoops.
Well, I thought maybe when I did the I am, you guys wouldn't know what I was going to do. Everything is live. You can't take anything back. I'm doing well.
Cool.
Excellent. Glad to have you here as always. And of course, we've got Gadget who'll be in a second doing the news. In fact, why don't we just do that now? Why vamp? Let's. Hi, Gadget.
I don't even know if you're going to call news because there hasn't really been any news. Everybody is just like, RTD just gave up. Let's put it that way. He just gave up. He's like, it won't be on my tombstone. It won't be whatever. He just gave up. And I'm like, okay, so where? Yeah, go ahead.
I heard he put out an article just recently. And
yeah.
Is that what he said?
Basically, it's like it won't be on his tombstone. It's just like, it's not what he would rather do queer as folk as his main thing than Doctor Who right now because of what's going on. And he is okay with Land and Sea, but that was the only mention of Land and Sea. And I'm like, where is this show? It's not, I can't even, Disney Plus has like bought Hulu. So now is it because of the Hulu buyout and everything and stuff? So it's like they merged and they're going to, so is that why it's on delay, like stories for it and stuff? I don't know. It's just all screwed up right now. Even the anime people are going like, what the heck happened?
I think it's
not like they're known for far in advance advertising for most stuff.
Well, it's mid-August. I mean, how much more of the year can you have left unless you're going to really shove this into a Christmas episode? So,
and then bring the Doctor back,
Yeah, we don't have a Christmas episode now, so at least that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is a late fall or possibly even Christmas.
Or after the merger, see what they do, because Disney has got like a ton of stuff for more kids now, but now that they incorporated Hulu as part of theirs is saying that it's absorbed in, who's to say what's going to be allowed anymore, if it's going to be toned down or if it's going to be the same thing like it was on Hulu,
Hulu's been part of Disney Plus in most of the planet.
Yeah, but now it's completely absorbed. They absorbed it.
Yeah, the U.S. was the only place that it hadn't already been absorbed, is what I'm saying.
Absorbed.
So that nothing will change because it's exactly the same for most of the planet.
I haven't heard
so
any of this.
They're not likely to change anything for the one country left.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything.
So I don't expect any major changes other than more content, obviously.
I'll get you the article for RTD because he has been on every podcaster's thing. I think one of the guys even interviewed him and stuff. I was trying to find that episode on one of the other podcasters to see what they would find out about it because he is basically like not mentioning anything. And then I'm just looking at everything else, and that's it. It's like there's no news out there unless you want to go individually after the birthdays because of stuff that's going on, like with Nashuti or Alex or any of them. We can go individually later on with the news if there's no more Doctor Who news. But so far, the only thing we really have tonight is that info and the birthdays and a surprise for everybody, technically.
Okay,
I like Alex. I like the Alex news. What's the Alex news?
Well, everybody loves Alex Kingston. She is a jack of all trades when it comes to anything. She's been on Law and Order. She's been on ER. She is our favorite River, even though we have another River on another show and everything and stuff. But she's actually now being announced as the third celebrity contestant for Strictly Come Dancing, which is like the American version of Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she basically, the way they're promoting this, that come this September, you're going to see her and a few other surprise guests on the show, as well as like like how she was nominated for like Oscars or something, like Emmys or whatever they are. Because right now I'm trying to keep track of everything. They're just giving like a blow by blow of what she's been on, the BAFTA nominations, all the other. But she's one of the third guests that was revealed to be on the show coming back this September. So let's see what happens and everything, because I would love to see if they do her, David Tennant, maybe make it a Doctor Who themed one, or even one of her dance numbers as a Doctor Who theme and surprise us with maybe one of the doctors, and stuff, or have one of the guys dressed up as the doctor, or have her dressed up as the doctor. We don't know. But I would love to see her and how she acts. That's why I'm hoping you guys can pre-tape it for me, or somebody on YouTube can send it to me, since I don't have like BBC iPlayer or any of that stuff in it all.
I'm sure it will show up on YouTube.
I've never seen Strictly. How does it work?
Just like America
Dancing with Stars.
Dancing with the Stars in America.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
I think that's how we got ours or whatever and stuff. Yeah. And all that. And then the only thing we have is two wonderful birthdays. We have Catherine Hicks, who was from Seventh Heaven, Star Trek, Child's Play. She's Out of Control. She celebrates her birthday as of August 6th at 74 years young. And also Kate O'Mara celebrated her heavenly birthday. I think it's now her 11th heavenly birthday, but she passed away at 74 years old in 2014. And that was our lovely Ronnie. And
I'm going to, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to be blunt about it.
Say it.
The true Ronnie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting. That's why I paused. I was like, I'm waiting because I know. Yeah.
She is primo Ronnie. She was the original, but I'm just like, yeah, you're not going to compare anything to her. I'm sorry.
No.
You tried, but it wasn't.
Nah, she actually could pull off Mel's scream. Yeah, she's good.
She didn't pull off Mel's scream. She pulled off her look.
The look. No, but she did get the scream. I think in one of the takes they said she did pull it off, but she cracked the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, she cracked the soundboard because she was too high.
Gotcha. And there's Alex.
Mm-hmm. So. But otherwise, it's a very slow news day, and it's sad because I really want to know what's going on. Are we getting Land and Sea, or is it going to be shelved like all the other, or is it going to turn into Class where we get a few episodes and then whoop, gone?
Is it
we know it's a limited series. We know it's 5 episodes and that's it for 6 episodes.
Yeah, but are we going to get 2 and then bye-bye?
No, that contractually, no. They're under contract to air it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll all air.
We'll just see if people watch it and everything.
Yeah, hopefully.
But otherwise, that's all the news we have for that part of the news. But we did have an increase in our subscribers, 72.5, or did we go up more, Christian?
We're holding at 72.5. Or this is an old reading before the show started. So let's see if that moved up. For those of you listening to the audio, 72,546 now. So we added 4 people.
Okay.
During the show. 72,000.
It's predicted to get 75 by August 20th.
We found them behind the couch.
Which also ties into something I wanted to bring up too. The Pandorica, because that's when our Susan will be coming to the Pandorica on August 20th, where Shirley and everybody who has met their first set goal, now they're working on their second set goal of $9,000. And so far they're doing very well. They have 85%. and going strong. If you guys still want to donate to the Pandorica restaurant, please do. And also go get your tickets or whatever. I don't know how she's doing it because I'm trying to see it right now. If I can get up there to meet Carol Ann Ford, but it might be too short a notice because it's actually next week and everything. So on the 20th of August, she'll be up at the Pandorica restaurant. So even if you want to donate there, you can donate to Shirley right there. You guys, she loves all of you. She wishes to see more of you. And maybe with all this, she can get more Doctor Who cast members to come. Who knows? Maybe Alex, Sil. We might even get David. Who knows? And everything. So keep going with that donation. And like I said, if you have equipment for her restaurant, anything that she could use that could help her out, silverware, anything to save on the cost of things so she can bring you more guests. Guys, it's a really cool place. Everyone keeps telling me go, and I'm going to try. But I too short a notice for now on this and everything. But we'll see what happens. But that's the biggest surprise right now is the fact that she's getting there. She is literally almost to her goal again. And if she passes that 9,000, who's to say 10,000, Keep her in business, guys,
Absolutely. And for those of you who are listening to the audio, it's the PandoricaRestaurant.com. And I believe there's an area where the GoFundMe is. You can just click on that to help her reach her new stretch goal. I think that's what people call it when you move the goal, like stretch goal. And you can help the Pandorica stay where it's at over in New York.
And Mark just sent us something real quick. If you see there, he is confirming the 5 episodes for Land and Sea, but it got pushed to maybe December or January.
Where did you hear that, Mark? Because I haven't heard anything about that.
December of this year and January of 26?
26, yeah.
Happy New Year.
That makes sense if they're doing it as a Christmas special. And then I also want to let our subscribers also know, too, that if you're on Instagram, they have a new policy going on right now for all vloggers or anything that we need about 1,000 followers just to go live. So if we're like at events or anything and stuff. So if you ever want the Legend of Traveling TARDIS to go live on Instagram or even any of us on our personal vlogging channels and everything, we need 1,000 followers now because of the new parameters, the way how they changed YouTube out. We had to have so many likes to do ads and all the other types of functions that you used to be able to get for like when you were just with like 10 people. And even Facebook now has started where if you don't have 60 plus people, you will not be able to go live either on there, especially your business pages. And a lot of things will not be seen. So I'm going out to tell everybody, please support your channel, support all your podcasters, even the ones that don't have those 1,000 followers and everything, because a lot of their content now has been cut back because of it. So you might see stuff delayed or anything out that might be a couple of days late and stuff from the day where you used to see it that day. So right now we're okay, but if you are a fellow vlogger or anything, please watch out for that because it's all these new parameter changes. And also watch out for the YouTube kids because they basically are now checking your channels that if you have more children's things, you will still have to submit something to show that you are an adult. So we don't want to, So we don't want to lose you guys as followers and everything, all because of everything. So please support everybody. Let them know you are an adult. Let you know, because we don't want the Traveling TARDIS to go fly away.
What if our entire audience are children? What do we do?
That's what I'm saying. It's like now you have to prove it because we have to be able to be children friendly now. And I thought that was how it was originally, but they keep adding these parameters. So I'm letting everybody know, be prepared for this. And everything.
That sounded like scary when you said, watch out for the YouTube kids.
They actually caused the problem. They're the ones that are hacking into the system like I'm watching things they're not supposed to.
You're not.
No, it's the Texas law that, it's the Texas law changes that is causing all of this.
Yeah. And everybody else is looking into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, YouTube has to go after kids or the Texas will go after YouTube.
Yeah.
And throw them all in jail.
That's why it's scaring the anime fans now. It's scaring everybody because I never understood this. Why attack Japanese anime when you have anime from France, Spain, Mexico, everywhere else, and you're letting that okay, but you're not going to let certain other ones, even TV shows and everything. So what would they consider this? Because of how I grew up on Benny Hill. So I was like under the age of 5 watching Benny Hill with my grandfather. would that have been bad for me? Like my grandfather would have had to have like proof that we were allowed to watch it because there was a child in the house.
Gadget. I grew up with PBS when they had full frontal nudity. Okay.
Me too. I didn't want to see that on here because I don't know how far in we were.
Am I right? Am I right, Tom?
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
The Preacher's Great and Small, the second version with Peter Davison is like, what is he doing to?
Yeah.
He's naked in bed with a girl like.
Or they had the health series where they were showing the doctors or how the child was conceived and all. We had all that. It didn't do any damage to us. Sort of. But that's what I'm saying. The news. That's why.
On the show. So.
That's what I'm saying. People don't realize the history, and that's what's going to tie into this episode right now too about history, because Hooverville just might be a real place and not just an episode of Doctor Who, because wasn't Doctor Who also talking about years ago when it started as a children's or a show about history?
Yeah,
in part.
Yeah. So let's see what happens tonight with this episode and everybody's reviews, but that's the news for now. If you guys have anything else that's going to be coming up or any fun stuff, let us all know. Otherwise, I'm good.
We'll chime in a little bit there. As Gadget mentioned, that the Pandorica has raised at this moment 85% of their stretch goal, or they're up to 7615 on their new 9,000 goal. So they dropped down to 85%, but still a very impressive number. Hopefully they'll get that stretch goal, and we'll just keep it going to keep that restaurant going. And everybody who's contributed to Shirley and the team, thank you so much for helping out there. We really appreciate that. Also, new Doctor Who polls, or I'm calling the Traveling TARDIS polls. One of them we brought up today. The day that Kate Amara had her birthday, we posted this. How do you feel about the way that the return of the Ronnie was handled? 60% said it was handled poorly. 20 and both 20 and 20% on it was handled very good, and 20% said it was handled okay. But a vast majority are saying that they didn't like the way they brought back the Ronnie this time around. So
she got eaten.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the way they brought her back very briefly.
Yes, very briefly and very tasty. She's on the menu at the Pandora.
That's why I said Attack on Titan. Yep, done.
I wonder if they're rating more her performance or the way that it was introduced, because I have very different feelings about those two things.
No, that's why. And the question's a little on the vague side. How do you feel about the way the return of the Ronnie was handled? So I'm hoping it was the way that it was written. It was the way that it was acted. I'm hoping it was more, but yeah, you're right. It could be two different things there. And of course, we also did the Valyard. We did Trial of the Valyard last week, and the question came up: would you like to see the return of the Valyard? Check out our latest episode. 56% said yes. It's not. I was expecting a larger number.
I would love it to be Peter Capaldi playing the Valyard.
I was expecting a much bigger number, but it's almost half of the audience did or do not like it. Maybe it's because, as Patty put, Patty Hawkins from GalaxyCon, nobody knows what to do with him. It's really hard to write him back in. Moffat mentioned him twice during his run with the Valyard, and in Twice Upon a Time, The Shadows of the Valyard.
Well, that's what I said. Make it Peter Capaldi, because wasn't he stuck in the time dial? What if a fraction of him snuck out?
Well,
don't know. I mean,
and he's the Valyard. What if that's a fractal of Peter Capaldi's Doctor, because he went mad in the time dial?
Sean, what were you saying?
I'm sorry. I was just saying. I actually meant to say this last week about the Valyard. But wasn't it said during Trial of a Time Lord that the Valyard was an amalgamation of the most negative traits of the Doctor, composed of the traits that basically were between his 12th and final incarnation? Or does it say that the Valyard is an incarnation?
It's an amalgamation of between his 12th and final incarnation. So which now that we're shoving the timeless children in, that could mean number 597 from 12. I mean,
and that's what I was saying. Like, could it be Peter Capaldi, because wasn't he stuck in the dial over 2,000 years, so many years?
But this is something that people argue about in the fandom, because doesn't that mean that the Valyard was a construct within the trial and not an actual incarnation of the Doctor? This is something that fans have debated for a long time, and there are people kind of on both sides of that who say he's not actually an incarnation of the Doctor. He's just an amalgamation of his negative traits, which was created. But like the Doctor will never regenerate into the Valyard, you know.
And also, he was trying to kill his sixth self. Wouldn't that cancel him out?
Yes.
He was trying to get his other lives. I'm like, how does that work? How do you take your lives from yourself and then kill yourself? So, great. So, Billy Covington says, how do you track people of different cultures in the U.S. who may not be aware of your show? Money. That's all I can think about.
I posted on LinkedIn. I posted on,
Lots and lots of ads.
I go to con and throw the TARDIS at people.
Literally throw it at people.
It's soft. It's squishy.
If I
mean,
throw my
Vern Troyer stole it on his little moped, and I had to go chase him after it. Mini-Me decides he wants it as a toy. I'm like, yo, give me that back.
So everybody, before we go, is that everything?
I got all the news out there. Anybody else got anything? Any cool stuff? Anything?
I do.
Oh, you do? All right.
Yeah. Let me bring back my Facebook page. Today is Nev Fountain's birthday. He is married to Nicola Brandt. And when I wished him happy birthday, he made a comment to me. Thanks, Tom. Please buy my new book. So Nev Fountain, Lies and Dolls, a Kit Pelham mystery, is out on Amazon, and I just ordered it with something else to get that free shipping. So I'll be getting it on Sunday when I'm on vacation in Orlando. So Nev, for you, buddy, I bought your book.
And now he has to watch the show.
Now he has to watch the show. And
yes, remember, books. Everybody's got a book. Lulu.com if you guys want copies of mine and everything. We'll go further into that later.
All right, let's end this portion of it right now.
And we're back.
Are we? I don't know about that.
Exactly. So for those who are new here, we're reviewing Daleks in Manhattan. We'll be rating it 1 to 10 TARDISes. TARDISes. Please give us your ratings in the comments, 1 to 10, and let us know why you think that, and we'll be able to see that and talk about that later as well. There will definitely be spoilers if you haven't watched it, but again, I think we're past the spoiler window.
We have a big star came out of it.
Time is relative when it comes to Doctor Who, and this
is true. This is very true. So let's start with Gadget. What do you rate this? 1 to 10.
It was campy. It was there, but I also know the history of Hooverville, and it was just funny that the newspaper said my birthday. I was giving it about 9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wow.
And Sean, what about you?
I am going to vastly disagree with Gadget here, and I'm going to also give it a 9. No, I agree. It's a 9.
It's a 9. All right.
I couldn't be bothered to put the full effort into like setting up that joke for the punchline. I was like, I didn't put the middle in the joke.
You pulled a dad joke.
You tried.
I tried. I didn't try very hard.
You did a dad joke.
I did it. I thought you said bad joke, but that also works. You say, yes, it's a 9.
All of the above. And Rev, what about you, Tom?
Oh, shoot. I don't want a 3-way well, unless you got the dice on you.
You got the dice, right?
He should. He always has dice. 9.
9. All right.
This is getting
and Boss Man Christian, what do you give it?
I'm gonna go first. I give it a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna be different with the others. I got the brainy specs on, so.
Christian
well, I'll tell you what. Now that you know that you're going first by a long stretch, why don't we go to commercial break?
That sounds
Give
good.
you a chance to think about what you have to say.
Oh, I already thought about what I'm going to say.
Oh, Lordy.
Wow.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
opinionated.
All right, so we will be back after these commercials, and
I would
And
play
we'll go
that the
from there.
lotto, that number 994.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
oh,
I'm author Mark Muncy,
And I'm author Erica Lance.
and this is Eerie Travels. Greetings, travelers.
Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Now, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
So join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
I never thought I'd do this. Dave, am I running your commercial too?
go for it.
I think as we've learned as we've learned also in just Bad Batch and other things, how Palpatine everybody else is playing checkers and that man is playing chess and he is like 18 steps ahead of you. He already knew what your plan was. Oh, I've already got a strategy how to work my way out of this one.
I know, and I kind of feel bad
dropped
for him too, because I think he had this idea that, this Anakin is going to be my big hope, and then he ends up being kind of a half cyborg, barely alive, back to tank for a long time. And I think Rogue One, that was one of my takeaways from Rogue One was I don't think everyone in the universe really has interacted with Darth Vader much.
So
I think he's kind of still on Mustafar, still recovering, still kind of in the shadows, and really only like Leia knew about him, obviously.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I'll sew enclosed. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail or TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and we're all here together.
Forgot to say his name the whole time. It's like, you're gonna introduce yourself. Nice.
Who's that?
Tell everybody who it is, Christian.
Jason Connery, the son of Sean,
Oh.
who was in the episode of the Sixth Doctor, Vengeance on Varos. He was the one that kept getting zapped on the wall.
Oh. Oh, there.
Oh my. Yes.
My name is Ramirez.
The ladies
from
liked that episode. Oh,
Yeah.
Some of the guys too. It's okay.
Yep. So welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. You can go ahead and delete my commercial if you want, Christian. And
No, it's it's like I remember there was a date.
I was going to give him one of mine.
Yeah,
there was a date on it. I was just like, wait, I don't want to,
Yeah, I mean, the episode is now live. Happiness
That's
Patrol episode 3 went live on this past Thursday. So by all means, people go check that out at youtube.com/@Happiness Patrol Show. And you can check out our conversation about episode 3 of Star Wars. Happiness Patrol, the show that's named after one fandom and talking about another. But welcome back, everybody. Christian, it is
there we go.
There we go. There it is. There, yes, with Melanie and Jessica Womack and others. Come check us out. We've got all of 20 subscribers, so we could definitely use more. I don't have money to invest in advertising, so share it, like it, share it. All of those usual begging of YouTubers. Christian,
yeah,
you gave it 4.
I know. I feel bad.
I'm trying to figure out because it was a funny episode, so that's what I'm like trying to figure out.
And that's probably where I kind of went against this episode. And again, I think I forgot which episode we were talking about. I think it was Gridlock, using one of our fellow Doctor Who podcasters, Joe from Matrix Lord 212. I think the best way I can put this is, it wasn't bad. I just didn't like it. Where I think people found the charm in it, I found it being just overly just over the top. And I think it was just, best way I can put it is, if there was an episode, episodes can get cheesy. Episodes can sometimes get cheesy, but I think there's a certain layer of cheese on the episode that is enough.
Cheese.
And this one was just a giant lasagna for me. I mean, it just got weird. It kept.
You don't like lasagna?
So it wasn't a cheeseburger for you. It was lasagna.
I'm using an analogy. I'm using an example.
You just didn't love the pigs.
It just, like I said, it just got weird and weirder and weirder and weirder. I liked their relationship, Tallulah and Laszlo. I kind of liked them as characters. I liked, oh God, what was his name?
Which one?
Let me
Spider-Man's granddad?
No, him. Can't think of his name. Solomon.
Okay.
I liked his character, the way that he dressed himself up. One of the things I felt bad about was I felt like Martha wasn't used properly. I don't know why. I could be totally wrong about that. I mean, it's my opinion, but I think she should have been used more. I think she should have been, when Andrew Garfield's character, I think his name's Frank, ends up in the sewer with the pigs. I think she should have fell in too. I think that the dynamic of watching those two play off each other was quite well. Like I said, overall, is it a bad episode? Not really. Is it an episode that would be in my Type 100? No. Is it an episode I'd watch if it would come on? Yes. And like I said, I was hoping that somebody else would go with me on the 4 or at least a lower number, but everybody else is a 9. I'm like, damn it. So I'm on this alone there. But like I said, overall, one of the things I thought was really weird is that the Doctor didn't realize the Dalek. When he picked up that green goo off the floor, it's just like, wait a minute, remember this time like 6 lives ago, this thing was choking you to death. I said, this is not the first time.
Yeah, but that was a fetus. That wasn't a Dalek.
Yeah,
itself, right? So it didn't look like a
genetically mutated.
Genesis Daleks, when he goes in that room and he comes back out, there's something choking him. It's the exact same Dalek.
Yeah,
like you remember that it was the
I'm
worst
sure,
cliffhanger in that whole story.
Like 6 lives later, I'm sure he's seen every single flipping Dalek out there, and just like it didn't make sense. And then he shoves it in his pocket. It's not gross or anything. It's just like, and
he also licks things.
What's that?
He
At least he
also
didn't
looked-
taste it.
Yeah, he sniffed it. It was like close enough. And I had to go along because I remember when this episode first came out and the criticism was just off the charts. And since kids are watching, I don't know how to explain this properly without being grossed out. But phallic face right there. That was just like, oh my God, that's what you came up with when you combine the two. All right.
They just recycled them for the silence.
And the fact that those things on his face moved, that was just like, okay. So
you got Davy Jones.
That's why I rated it low. It's like I said, it's not that it's a bad episode. I just didn't like it. It doesn't appeal to me. Is it the worst Doctor Who episode? No, definitely not. It has some great moments in there. It has some really good build up for characters like Tallulah and Laszlo and Solomon to watch their stories flesh out and play out. And even the guy before he became, we were trying to get their background story and such. And it's good character development. The story just kind of went weird and just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
I mean, Laszlo's pretty weird. Like, let's take another look at Laszlo. Do we have the other?
When he morphs out, but I mean, like, here's what he looks like before he got morphed.
And do we have the rest of the pigs?
I think we have. Yeah, we have a picture of Piggy.
So that's what the rest of the pigs look like.
Yeah.
And then Laszlo looks like this.
Wait. Sorry, I had to jump back. Boom. Or you want this one?
That. So
he talked about it.
Well, remember he got out of the thing before he got completely zapped because.
Yeah. I must have missed that part.
Yeah, he said that he jumped out because he retained his memory, so he managed to escape before the full transition.
Before the
also
pigization.
Yeah, and also in Doctor Who history, I kind of feel he could have taken that somehow morphed that pig out of his system, but I guess not. It had to. The story had to go along. It wasn't bad. It's just not my favorite. And also, I forgot if anybody wants to look up the name of this woman who played Tallulah. What was it? 3 L's and 1 H or something like that. She also does audio for Big Finish. She's the companion of the Sixth
Miranda Radisson.
Radisson.
Rayson, sorry, Raison.
Yeah, she plays I think she still does, a current companion of the Sixth Doctor in Big Finish audio. So there's your trivia right there for it. But I like I said, it's probably in my top 300 out of 800 episodes of Doctor Who's been out there. This is definitely not an episode I would want to start somebody with. I wouldn't try to bring them in a world of Doctor Who. This is the episode I'd go. So I'm not trying to bash it down. It's just not my favorite.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. This is my reaction to Laszlo as a pig.
Oh, pig.
I had to reload that video from our days of Worlds Apart. Whenever we get the half a dozen pigs.
Oh, pig.
God, I remember. I think the game is still going on. We just never revisited after a while.
They kind of ruined it. And it's still sort of going, but anywho, Tom,
ruining things.
Ruining things. Tom,
wobble, wobble, wobble.
You give it a 9.
I thought you were gonna roll the dice.
Oh,
you did. You lost. You're out.
Son of a.
Yeah. Hey, their kids watching now.
Biscuit eater. You limp.
That's better.
1, 2,
So
3,
I was going to go 8.888 anyway. So I posted that on Instagram. And
here, dice.
Too late. I already said it.
0.3145. But it's still you anyway.
That was weird. Why was it pie?
Pie is always good.
Good point. I literally rolled pie.
Yeah,
I
by
didn't
one
even catch
decimal
that.
place over.
Pie.
So I said I was gonna. One of my guests on Sunday show, Owen said, we had that episode playing in the background the other month, and I went, "Hey, that's bloody Andrew Garfield."
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Now this is
Peter's
Peter's grandfather because it's based in the time period. So it's
Mhm.
set in New York. So that's how we get Spider-Man. True New Yorker. Anyway, so since I watched it on Sunday, just trying to remember, separating it from episode 2, which it'll be a little bit lower, just a little bit. The idea of Hooverville, knowing that's not filmed in New York. Oh, did I spoil that? Oh my god!
How dare you?
It's been so long.
My whole
Wibbly
life is
timey
a
why me?
lie.
I cannot remember what time it is, but I do know what day it is. Dave, Grego. So the idea, the history was following this was like so unique. And the Empire State Building, how this still relates to modern times of the poor, the elite, everything else. That was a kiss up. Same thing. Tallulah, wow. Just a time period when it's like, people lost everything, people that are struggling, people that are kiss up scumbag. Yeah, I almost said kids. Kids shouldn't be watching the show anyway. Cult of Skaro. So this is like part 3 of 4 of the Cult of Skaro, basically. So I like that idea of them coming back. The idea of the evolution, because true, there's only 4 left. 4 of us left. We have to evolve, and Khan and Thal looked at
Sec Con. Oh God, no.
Oh, the one I think Thay was the one with the missing panels, so we don't know what the other one is. And I think Khan was probably the one that came in later.
Dalek Sec, Dalek Khan, Dalek. Oh, jeez.
That's Sec, the leader. Thal had the panels removed. Khan went back in time. So let's just say Khan, let's say Thal. They're looking at each other. Went, this is not Dalek purity. Well, the Daleks aren't pure anyway. You've been tainted for quite a while. That's why we had the skittled Power Ranger Daleks in the future, which with that stupid humpback design. Wasted money.
Well, I'm gonna add to what you say. You say that they're not pure Dalek, but every time they try to be unpure, something has gone wrong. Remember the Dalek? What was it? The one on Satellite 5 when they were talking about blasphemy and stuff like that. That didn't work out for them. The Rainbow Coalition Skittle thingy, whatever it is, didn't work out for them. They only showed themselves once again. And this particular time, this one screwed up too. So anytime they kind of left their type
didn't screw up in this episode. It went fairly fine in this episode.
It went fine in this episode, but
you gotta wait until next week to find out if it went wrong next episode.
The belief that these were the 4 perfect ones chosen by the Emperor, so it's in their mindset, their programming, that they believe they are pure. But the idea of being a cult and must learn and evolve, so that's why he went this route. But so it was a freaky thing. He's like, okay, he's gestating, aiding something. I can't think of the words. So it was, for me, unique that it happened. They're trying to do things, but when the 2 Daleks look at each other, we go, what is he talking about? I didn't understand, but we shouldn't be. We're supposed to be doing, and that's when we watched the second episode to remind us of what they did. So it was something different. It wasn't so drastic of skittle Power Ranger Daleks. It was going forth because it's all about learning, understanding. So that, so it's mostly the history for me and Tallulah. The pig thing was like, kind of freaky, and explains a lot of missing people. still going on. But that's no, we're not going to go into that stuff.
We're still being turned into pig slaves.
Pretty much. Still being turned in. What's this other thing that's being planned for the second part? Stay tuned. So we're just watching it again after all this time. You're just saying, wow, things popping here and there. So vibrant, amazing. Like, this is very much Doctor Who for me, unlike sitting in traffic and meeting people. But that's the Doctor does. A Doctor likes to meet people and talk to people and enjoy things. But for me, this was that whole impact of, oh, yes, we got the action back. Oh, Alonze. But I agree with Christian. Everything that's stated did bring the score lower and lower. Like, okay, you have all these things going on, but you have Martha going, well, what's she going to do? Well, maybe something in the future of a certain nature. You never know. There he is, Peter Parker's grandfather. And that's how he learned to go through the tunnels and deal with the lizard and all these other things. And oh no. Can we bring up Mark's point? Can we just bring up Mark's comment, please?
To what, this?
Yes.
Question: would prefer to be turned into a pig slave or Mildred? What?
Mildred the tapeworm makes an appearance on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. All right.
God.
Mildred is a tapeworm.
Sunday's episode of Spill the Geek Tea, that, as Grego said, is the exciting, hilarious episode we ever did. It's true. I agree with that. It was so. Oh my God.
You know
what do you think, Dave? Would you rather be a pig slave or a tapeworm?
Well, that depends. Would I look cute like this tapeworm? Ding.
You had the picture? Oh, you do.
I do. I still have it. We got another picture up though.
Well, I can take it down though.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
If I look like a cute tapeworm like that,
you're always fed.
Yeah.
You have a home. You're always fed. The pig.
That looks like half of the duck creature from the intergalactic song thing.
I didn't have to still have this page up, but yeah.
I didn't want to say the song, but yeah.
You are the one who invoked it this time. I'm sorry. I have not mentioned Dugadoo since I told you guys I was done, but now...
Start drinking, guys. We already said it twice.
It is If you look in the mirror and say it 3 times, it plays on your radio.
Wait. Did you just pass something else? I hope we don't get flagged for it.
Too late.
Oh, no. That one?
There's all sorts of interesting stuff on giantmicrobes.com.
Yeah, but that other thing, I don't think we might get flagged for. Yes, we might get flagged.
That thing that we're not going to focus on the camera, just between us. This thing.
That thing looks like a Dugadoo that was thrown into the dryer on high heat. I mean, like, really,
a little bit. So yeah, that's that's your preview of Spill the Geek Tea from this past Sunday.
Kids look away.
Where we go sideways into talking about a tapeworm. A very specific tapeworm, I might add. Tapeworm named Mildred.
Not just any tapeworm, a very specific one.
Exactly.
Owen is in big trouble for mentioning that. And he will continue to because I don't want him back on the show.
Excellent.
Yeah. So had the stuff I wanted to see over the traffic jam, because if I want to see a traffic jam, I'll see it next week driving down to Orlando, being stuck behind all these, or going up to Atlanta or anywhere else. So it was just exciting to me. And yes, Christian brought it down. It's like, about Martha, yes. What about this? Yes. So 7. But I'm still keeping it high because it was just so action packed for me. So boom in your face. And these pig guards going. The Americanized version of Ogren, basically, I think of it as. Ogron.
No, that's just
Laszlo, what happened to you?
Good.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, that's what happened. Laszlo got a haircut.
You look so different. You should brush those things more often.
And he smells like bacon every time he walks by. So
the short answer for Billy's question, because Billy's wondering what the creation of the Daleks was. Basically, Davros, their planet was getting over-radiated and going to die in war, and Davros hyper evolved the remaining species into what and created the suits, the tanks that are what we think of as the Dalek visual.
Well, there's so many origins of the Daleks because originally they were fighting the I think it was the
Dolls and the Thalls.
The Thalls. And there was no Davros at the time, and Davros just kind of got shoved in there with Genesis.
Yeah.
And now it's just like anything goes at this moment. But I do like the idea, and we could always say, well, the original Daleks were maybe this off group that wasn't with Davros, or they left Davros or something like that, and they had to deal with this nonsense.
Listen to Davros on Big Finish Audio.
Oh, yeah.
And if you'd like to see a breakdown of Genesis of the Daleks, head on over to Our Philosophy Is on YouTube, and it's great.
Yeah, exactly. Can't
get enough of that channel.
I mean, the origins of the Daleks have always been covered, but thanks to Terry Nation adding Davros, it kind of threw things off. But everybody likes that. They're like, okay, well, we'll take this. We'll take it into consideration.
Just like we had to accept Timeless Child.
No,
I don't.
I don't. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Like or not, we had to.
Wait until you hear my mind as far as how I've written off the Timeless Child.
And on that note,
it's a parallel universe. We're going to get that way and fix it all.
Who next?
Let's go with Gadget next.
Gadget.
Okay.
You also gave it a 9.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling dice for you.
No, I gave it a 9 because, one, I was laughing when they got out of the statue or landed by the Statue of Liberty when he pulls up the newspaper, and I'm like, great, it's my birthday and everything. So I was like, that's interesting. And then I'm looking at the date, the year, and I'm like, okay, where's this going? Because there was a theme of all these New York episodes prior to this, everything. And I'm like, does the Doctor really like New York that much? Right? So he's saying, let me show you this time and everything. And they go and they see the newspaper and they're like, let's head out there really quick because it showed something about Hooverville. And for most people who don't realize that this is actually a real event that happened due to the stock market crash of 29, that the shanty towns were put up in Central Park, as well as in New Jersey, Seattle. They were all over. It was just called Hooverville because it was named after President Hoover. And when the crash of everything, and it just was the Great Depression. So a lot of people were out of work, trying to find work. So in this episode, seeing people because, new technology, we're building the Empire State Building, which also is a little funny thing to this day, that when you pass the Empire State Building, your electronics get a little wonky and everything. And I'm wondering if that's because of what happened with the Daleks and what happened that in that later episode we might review and everything. But it's just one of those where it was like, okay, they're talking about the families and the depression, how everybody's looking for work, and they became a community, even though it's a shanty town. And then they start talking about people disappearing and not coming back, or in the night they hear things. And it's almost like you always had to be careful because in those times they would kidnap kids. They would basically people would leave and never tell you because they were trying to find work and you never heard from them again. It was just a time when you didn't know what was going on. And then the Doctor gets the idea, let's go follow, let's go whatever, and checks out what everything is. And you meet our young Spider-Man, who has a Brooklyn accent or an accent that is close to New York, but more Brooklyn. And basically trying to figure out what's going on, because during all of that, you also see the backstory of Touloulou and Laszlo and everything about how Broadway shows were still being seen and everything, and being produced and stuff, but you can see the crowds are very limited, not a lot of people in the theaters, but it was only like mostly the privileged that were able to see it. But most of the time people were just begging for work, trying to get work. There was no child labor laws. It was, if you could work and you could walk, you worked, and people would be called from those shanty towns. But what got me, like, I was laughing hysterical is because this might have been a Halloween episode. That's why I was thinking it was like that, with the mutations and all the creations of the, like, you're seeing like the shadows, throw back to like the what's that play, the Phantom of the Opera. It's like their version of the Phantom of the Opera and everything, but more funny. And she just trying to figure out what happened to him. And out of embarrassment, he didn't want to go back to her because she didn't think she would accept him being different and having a different outlook, face, everything, because he thought he was a monster. And that's, I'm trying to think of what other play that was, or like a beast and everything, you know? So you had Beauty and the Beast. You had it was just basically a play on plays and stories, Hunchback of Notre Dame, all that. But what got me was when the doctor was trying to figure out what happened and why and everything, and then sees the blob. And I'm like, that looks like a jellyfish. I was like at first, and I was like, okay, but then where have I seen it before? And then he's playing around, getting his gadgets. Martha, like I said, she was just giving advice, and I hadn't seen her. It was just mostly focusing on the campiness. I was just watching it for the campiness. It was different. I just thought Halloween episode. And basically the premise is focus on don't be afraid if you're different, all this, they'll still care about you. And it was a mystery, what was going on. I was just looking at that. But then when I saw the technology for the Empire State Building, I was like, okay, something's not right here. And then they were saying, well, the bosses aren't going to like this. We need you to go faster. And then all of a sudden the foreman gets eaten or taken to some place and everything. Because I thought first he got because they made him disappear. And then they were trying to speed everything up because they had to get to this window for the, forgot what it was called, the event that was happening that the Daleks needed and everything. But as soon as the Daleks came out, I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. And then I was laughing because of how they were using the Dalek plates and everything to just build this. And it almost looked like it was a Dalek, the way they were building it.
Dalekanium, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. That. But it just was basically more focused on a love story, showing off new talent, all this other stuff. It was just basically a jumbled episode, but it was a funny episode for me. It was more because when I, what was it? You said 10 years ago? Or what was it? What was that? 2000. What was it? 2000 and what for this episode? This was 2007. So you figure about almost less than 20 years ago and stuff. So I was in my mid-20s, things like that. So it was for my back then, just something funny because I was into sci-fi things like that and mutations and things. I grew up on the Turtles. So I was just thinking it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode and all that. And just to see the Daleks was okay, they're back again. But then it's the later episode is when you get really into it. This, to me, this episode was funny, campy, gave you a premise. You got to see people before they became stars because now you're oh my God, that was Spider-Man, and all these other just things that were oh, it's just a funny episode. So it wasn't really a bad episode for me. It wasn't a good episode, but it was a 9 episode because it had a lot of cute points in it and stuff I grew up watching. Like I said, it was throwing back to the Phantom of the Opera, Beauty and the Beast, your true self, you're different, and what makes you human, what makes you whatever. So that's why I gave it a 9. And it's just the way she was worried about him,
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
but it's just funny that this is based on historical events. You can always look them up about Hooverville. And I had some family members that were alive around that time, and they said it was bad. The Depression was that bad. It didn't get better until World War II when they were starting to get people back to work and everything. Mm-hmm. And it mirrors what we're going through now, if we're not careful and stuff. And then, like I said, they were playing around with the Empire State Building. What if there's something to this? Because if you go past the Empire State Building here in New York, your cell phones and other things get a little wonky and everything. So what if that Dalek stuff is still up there? Maybe there's something else going on that they were hinting to as well, but they have to disguise it as something else.
Dum dum dum.
Mm-hmm. Because it's just too coincidental that they were playing around with the Empire State Building back there, left everything there, built around it, and now you go past the Empire State Building, and it's unless Tesla was playing around too, because he lived at the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. No, that's good, and it's nice to get that little bit of history in there.
Mm-hmm.
And how that connects to even current times. So that just leaves us now with Sean. How you doing? What you gave it a 9? What worked? What didn't work? Why not a 10? Why not an 11? Why not a 12? And
Did not
Because
give
when the
it
number
a
goes
10.
up to 10, unless you're Mark, then he's throwing decimals all over the fucking place.
I did not give it a 10, 11, or a 12 because it is not. It's no Doomsday, if you recall. Doomsday was my only 10 because Doomsday is the only Doomsday. But I gave this episode a 9 out of 10 for 3 reasons. It is the perfect tone and setting for a Doctor Who episode. It has a story that is very interesting, and I think the way that it appeals to the human condition is very compelling. So, on the tone, I like the backdrop of the 1930s New York aesthetic. It's not necessarily going for the realistic look of New York. It's more, I think, going for the cinematic look of New York from probably popular action movies or detective movies you can think of. Everything from the sets down to the character design and the accents. It's very over the top in a lot of ways, but I think that has a certain aesthetic that is appealing to people who like those kinds of films, especially Americans who have grown up watching those kinds of films. And some of the accents, by the way, are a little bit over the top, but I do enjoy them. And as far as the story goes, as far as the aesthetic, it's the perfect blend between creepiness and camp. I think that works real well, especially given that this is a Dalek story. You want it to have some creepiness to it, but everything in the presentation, and even the song that Tallulah sings, by the way, that's one of my favorite Doctor Who soundtrack songs. It is a little bit different in this episode from how it is on the soundtrack, but I mean, when you look around at the sets and the colors and the general designs, I find it all very appealing. And the story goes well with it because given that this is a Dalek story, I think having the pigmen be in there and the stuff with the green blob, it has a lot of intrigue to it, because you could have said for this episode calling it Daleks in Manhattan was a mistake. You could have said that because the reveal might have been good, but given what we know is coming and given that you want people to tune in for a Doctor Who episode about the Daleks, seeing that pigman in the beginning, which is pretty much my only criticism, is maybe that would have been a good reveal later in the episode, but it did give you a jolt right at the start, so I like that. And it's all very silly, but there are also a lot of moments like the Daleks creeping around downstairs and the way they're treating the human beings that make you go, yish. So I think that's a really good blend there. And then as far as the way that the story appeals to the human condition, you've got this thing going for the duration of this episode where you're trying to figure out what's going on, and there's mysterious stuff with like the Dalekanium on top, and you're trying to figure all this out. And to make this grounded at all, you have to do what Doctor Who does best, which is hire a good cast and have them act their butts off so they can make this really work. So one thing that you would not have been able to tell me on paper was going to work well was the reveal of Laszlo being the pigman. That scene is legitimately sad, and it's only because of the facial expressions of the actors, and especially the woman who's playing Tallulah. That makes that work really well. When you're talking about David Tennant in the scene where he's talking about what the Daleks are and that they always win. I mean, we all know from the beginning that the Daleks are sort of silly looking, but he's really selling this just as Christopher Eccleston sold that interaction with the Dalek in his story and David Tennant's other stories as well. They all do that really well. And speaking of characters too, Tallulah, I have to give top marks for how Tallulah is written, because she is very realistic. She is a woman character who is sort of fawning over her love interest, but at no point is she portrayed as being sort of stereotypically ditzy or anything like that. She really does seem like she is a person who stands up for herself and has initiative, but she's not written so over the top that she's cold and unrealistic in that way. She's a good balance that makes her, I think, highly relatable. She knows what she's doing, but she's not a person who's just above the fray. She reacts to things like a human character would react, including the thing with Laszlo. So all of that's great. Now, concerning the actual ending, the very end of this episode, with the nightmare fuel crawling out of the Dalek machine, which I called a Cycloptopus, by the way, because I think that's a good name.
No, how about what happened before it crawled out?
Well, I think you guys covered.
I didn't want to mention that part, but yeah.
Well, I think you guys covered it, and I frankly tend to not talk about some things in Doctor Who that I would rather forget. So I won't comment on that part. But as far as him stepping out and everything, it is cheesy. The whole thing is cheesy. Even the way that they merge is a little bit cringe. But I didn't really knock it down for that too much because it's a good setup to the next episode. You definitely, even if it's just for the what the heck factor, want to see what's happening the next week. So all of that matches really well. It feels like a good Doctor Who episode. The story works really well, and the characters are compelling, and the setting is great. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an American, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Or at least something that I saw in a chat, rib for her pleasure. So.
Boy.
And on that note,
Like I said, they recycled this for the silence. If you look at the silence, you'll know. Yeah.
They have 2 eyes.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Nope, they have 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's take a look at what the audience had to say before we get to my rating.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Let's see here.
We got some good comments.
We did. We got
Nickelbat.
6. Tulu and Laszlo were interesting, tragic comic relief. I liked historical reference to Hooverville. I like the way, I'm adding this part, I like the way that Gadget spelled Hooverville when she wrote it to me, WHOVER.
It kept auto-correcting on me. That's what I'm saying. This chat
WHO. Hooverville.
Yep.
All the Who's down in Hooverville.
Exactly.
Well, think about also that with the Grinch.
Timescale says Daleks in Manhattan is a 6.1 on 10 to the timescale out of 199 ratings and reviews. And he continues, I disagree with my review on that. I would give it a 7 to 10. Wish showed more of New York City. Yeah. I think they kind of stuck it to where it was, without going out too much into it.
I mean, the sewers were cleaner than usual.
Oh, God.
There were no alligators, just Daleks. There were no alligators.
Yeah.
Including the Dalek embryos, right? That's still an improvement from the normal New York sewers.
Raj says almost all Doctor Who episodes are funny since it's a sci-fi adventure comedy and a drama British television series produced in the UK. So there you go. And Billy says, I just remember that the pig face character reminded...
That's what I was thinking of.
I just remember that the pig face character reminded me of the Twilight Zone, Eye of the Beholder. Bye again. Okay.
Oh, that's an excellent point. Have you guys seen that episode?
That was creepy. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good. I don't remember who you said left that, but that's a really good comparison, and it had equally good makeup on that. That's a good analogy.
The decimal points.
You want to crack up laughing? My psych teacher at Iona, his teacher was Rod Sterling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark says I give this episode, and I'm not going to bother.
2.124.
Just look into the chats. And Raj says I give Daleks in Manhattan a 6 out of 10, as well as the campiness and Dalek Khan and human Dalek hybrid towards the end. So
wait, it was Khan at the end? I thought it was a different one. Sect. I thought it was.
Sect.
Khan went back into the time where Sec was a leader.
Right.
Is that the one with the weird voice that's like, we flew through the time vortex?
That's Nichols. Nichols alone.
It's Khan because he lost his mind going through everything and just changing. They're coming to take me away. Haha. They're coming to take me away. Oh, yeah.
I don't know where Mark. Let me read this because Mark had an ace. Imperial Daleks are bionic blobs with bits added. You can tell that Daleks are into racial purity. So one lot of Daleks reckon that the other lot of blobs are too different. They're they're mutants, not pure in their blobbiness. Dr. Result Ace, they hate each other's chromosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, wait till the
even-
next episode, and you'll understand that.
I did not even mention the Cult of Skaro and the way that they have that discussion, and the one Dalek wanted to sort of sacrifice himself, and there's like, why do you guys have all this and we have nothing? We're the superior race. You guys survive, and my planet's gone. I didn't mention that as well, but that was excellent.
Yes, yes, it was.
Speaking of excellent, Paparazzo, I hear you're up.
I am, and I did not give it a 4.
Shut it.
I also did not give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh, you split the difference.
I am splitting the difference for largely the same reason on both ends. I'm splitting my opinion literally splits the difference between the two of you as well. I also don't hate this episode. I don't love this episode. I like it more than I don't like it, to be certain.
Fair.
I don't mind the campiness. I disagree with Sean's opinion on Tallulah. I found her annoying. Mainly because she wouldn't shut up. How many times do you have to be told to shut up? You're in danger before you shut up because you're in danger.
Yeah.
It reminded me too much of Benny.
Oh no. She was not that annoying. She
was not that annoying. It would be if she was that annoying, it would be a much lower rating. But it was a similar sort of a will you shut up, woman? You're going to get killed if you open your mouth. So stop talking. And that kind of bugged me a bit. I did miss somehow. Just my brain must have just bypassed the part where Laszlo here explains that he got out of the pig machine before he was fully pigified.
I think he was the next level of it before they took his brain. Like they were trying to.
Somehow I missed his why he was only half pig as opposed to full pig, and that's on me. I really did. I enjoyed the big musical number. I thought that was great. That was fabulous. I don't mind Laszlo's half pig. Just to be clear, I just missed the reasoning behind it, and I actually do enjoy the pigs. I kind of wish we had pigs back, because more pigs means I can keep going with this.
Oh, pig.
Pig.
We should have said pigs in Manhattan, like pigs in space.
Yeah, I don't have that clip handy. that clip from the Muppet Christmas special gets a lot of traction on my world.
No, I mean the one with David Tennant talking to that. They were switching out the commanders.
Yeah.
I actually thought this was called Daleks in Manhattan because they were spoofing on Muppets.
Muppets Take Manhattan, yeah.
The Muppets Take Manhattan.
I do agree with Sean in that maybe not calling it Daleks in Manhattan would have made the reveal better. But they wanted to promote this as a Dalek episode, so they did. And I haven't decided yet if I would give this a higher rating in tandem with the next part. I did watch the second episode. But then I intentionally went back and watched again without watching the second episode. I really did like Andrew Garfield's character. I love Andrew Garfield in general. He's a great actor. I would love to see him come back, even though he's already been in this one episode. Because he is just fabulous. You can do whatever accent you need, even if his hair is on fire in this particular picture.
I'm sure his fee went up just recently. So.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They can't afford him at this point.
Make him the next Doctor. That would be cool.
That would be cool. That will never happen.
Spider Doctor.
But only a Spider-Man. He has to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's too big for that to be realistic. But generally this was a slightly above average episode to me. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. It is better as a two-part, like with both parts combined. I do agree. It was also a bit weird that the Daleks swallowed the human whole and then including his suit, and then came out wearing the suit.
That's true.
That's why I was laughing. I'm like, I didn't want to mention it because it doesn't look proper.
Yeah. Is it with people emerging with suits in this show when they should not have suits on?
Wait.
Exactly.
Wait. It's the suit that didn't look proper.
Yeah, that's the only thing that didn't look wrong about it.
Rib for her pleasure.
He should have come out completely naked.
Children.
Yeah, exactly. And then put the suit on.
The UK, Benny Hill, and everything. So yes, Doctor Who may have some subtext.
Just a little bit. Just little bit of subtext. Little.
I mean, it continues. Yes, and it continues on and on into the silence. It continues on into other things too.
It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing
it, not knowing what it was. Yes, I know this song by heart. We have nieces and nephews.
We'll not go there.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it. It is. I kind of agree with both sides of the argument that we've made today, both the good and the bad and the mediocre.
Facts of life.
Which is why I gave it kind of a mid-range thing. Maybe if they can get BBC gets more than one streaming business partners besides Disney. We'll see.
Maybe that's why he only has
it happens. They've pulled. It is. I confirmed that Doctor Who is also off of Amazon in Canada, so it's gone. Modern day Doctor Who is currently unable to legally stream. I think anywhere in the planet outside of the UK.
Unless you pay for it, right?
Yeah, you can get. I know you can get classic through BritBox.
Let me check Pluto TV right now because I know Pluto TV has
Pluto
something.
TV and I think Tubi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Tubi is not technically the legal versions.
You might
maybe Daily Motion.
That's right. Yeah, Daily Motion is the. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's still the Doctor Who channel on Pluto TV.
Yeah, so guys, you can get a little bit, but there's no on-demand streaming. There's a few channels out there for sure.
Just be careful because Ubisoft just put in their fine print that if you have a physical copy of anything they get rid of, you might have to destroy it and you won't get money back for it. So yeah. Oh yeah, Ubisoft, look at the fine print on everything. If they get it off their page, their digital copies or anything like that, and you have an actual physical copy, you're by law supposed to destroy it. Otherwise, you're in trouble, and you can go to jail for having illegal contraband.
Yeah, good luck with that lawsuit.
How does that work?
Ubisoft is getting away with it, and that's why I'm worried about now. All of us who own Doctor Who merchandise,
because guys, I don't mean to.
And then we'll see. But
I don't mean to step on toes.
U.S. courts right now. That's another conversation. However,
that might be a good one for somebody else's channel. 2 channels.
I don't mean to step on toes, but I have to ask this question.
Yes.
Who uses Tubi? I mean, really. I mean, I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be that guy, but I've never known someone who. Gadget, are you going to make me feel like?
I have it on my phone.
Uh-oh. Hey, I'm glad you said that because you stopped me from saying the word I was going to say. Yeah, well, that's what I feel like now.
I'm going to be honest. Well, I have like a Vizio TV, and
yep, it's right there in my top
It really
corner.
is what I want to. Who just happens to have it at the time. I don't care.
See?
And if it happens to be free, yeah, I will watch it. I'm like, oh, commercials, big deal.
Maybe I'm just out of the loop.
Sean, there it is. Tubi right there. Let me see if I open it up.
My TV has not Tubi. You have Tubi. I have not.
There you go.
TV is not Tubi.
Shakespeare.
There we go.
I'm going to freaking Walmart and pick up the DVDs for 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Well, Amazon was having them on sale too and everything. And I was sending you guys all the links to get them because they were on cheapy price. And now I have to crack open mine. I don't want to crack open. It's the special edition one that has the Sonic in it. I think it has the 11th Sonic in it. I don't want to crack that open. So now I got to do that way or watch the pieces on YouTube. They actually have them in 10-minute skits.
Dave, you said something earlier that actually I think I hadn't thought about, which is you said Tallulah needing to be quiet because she's going to get herself killed. I realize she's not the only person who's done that in that episode even, because I think Solomon had a moment like that, and maybe Peter Parker. I don't know what his name is, but he had a moment like that as well. I think it was just like
maybe I'm just harsh on her because her voice is more noticeable.
She's the old Betty Boop. She's the Betty Boop.
I don't love the flapper accent in general.
Is the actress American or is she British?
She's British.
Okay, because I was kind of, but you know what? I don't really mind the accent because it's one of those accents that it's like the Southern accent. It's always exaggerated, and it doesn't really bother me that much at this point. I think it bothers me more when people are kind of, not to say she was botching it, but to botch just a normal like non-exaggerated American accent. Like,
have you heard Betty Boop?
If she was trying to speak like a New Yorker from that period and and realistically and was doing something like that, that would bother me. But because it's camp, it didn't really bother me all that much.
Yeah, and I think that's I agree. If she was doing what she was trying to do, and I'm not necessarily roasting her for that. I think it was just became more noticeable.
Yeah,
when you shut up because you're going to die happened. It was just a little more obvious with her, I think.
Well, and just because she was doing what she was trying to do does not mean that you're compelled to not find it annoying.
Yes, that's also fair. But I want to give her, I don't hate the character. I it's a good, heartfelt character. She just really was trying to get herself killed, and it bugged me. Story of my life. Story of my life.
I'm pulling this up from Wikipedia. Just Miranda Raisin.
Oh yeah, I just pulled it up too.
Has also voice acted in several Big Finish audios, including the Davros mission. So she's in another character. The actress taking on the Daleks again. The Wreck of the Titan, and plays Constance Clark, a regular companion to the Sixth Doctor. She also provides additional voices in Big Finish audios, including the Doctor Who stories and the Avengers. Not the one you're thinking. The other Avengers, the British Avengers. And also, I know she's in the final adventure of Colin Baker's, which if you haven't heard it, I highly recommend it. And I forgot what it was called, The Final Adventure or The Last Adventure. But it is supposed to be the episode that happens right before the Doctor regenerates.
That's cool. The first time I was watching that, I didn't know what had happened with Colin Baker, and I thought that my streaming service was just missing an episode, and I got so mad. I'm like, I can't find Colin Baker's last story. Where is it? There's no story that leads to this. And
it just leads into the song, and then we wait a few years.
Yes, timescales. That's exactly Andrew Garfield, who was the Amazing Spider-Man series of films, was in this episode as Frank.
Yeah, so Peter's great grandfather,
Tom Holland, not the current Spider-Man, but the one before. So if you watched No Way Home, he was one of the other two.
The second reboot, and he's also in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if Andrew Garfield ever talks about Doctor Who nowadays. I haven't heard him mention being in it.
I think it's been long enough that he probably does. He's got other things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
More than enough amazing other film work. He's great. Tick Tick Boom. He's absolutely amazing in. And just
I liked him in Hacksaw Ridge.
Well, that's like John Bell. He was the kid in one of David's episodes, and I think that we might be coming up on it and everything. And then he ends up in Outlander as young Ian. So you see what I mean? Like Doctor Who is giving their starts to some famous actors now and everything.
Are you guys excited for the next? Whenever we get to it, are you guys excited for the next installment? Because my memory on it is honestly kind of fuzzy at this point. I remember a couple things, but I want to know if you guys are. And actually, chat. I'm going to ask chat too. Are you excited for the next installment when we review the next episode?
ChatGPT. I'm definitely curious to see what everyone's going to have to say about it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield was in this episode like David Tennant was in Harry Potter movies. I can't for the HBO Max television reboot. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. It's all the chats, my friend.
That is all the chats. That is all of our reviews.
And we're under a minute, an hour and 30. Huh.
Yeah, we're running a good tight thing. So
the show ain't over yet.
No,
exactly.
We could still screw this up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm almost terrified to ask Gadget where we can find her.
Well, next week I'll be at Anime NYC all 4 days, and hopefully they tell me who I'm going to be interviewing, because I also got a press pass for there, and I really want to meet the two people I'm interviewing because they're part of my favorite anime, Call the Night, which was based on Creepy Nuts singing group's music, as well as you guys will be, if you're at the con, can pick up a QR code to get these books at discounted prices. I just got to set the thing up tonight. And remember, lulu.com, get your copies, especially this one for kids who have autism and dyslexia. And like I said, if you want to find out what happened on my trip to England, you'll see what happens in here, but it's like 3 books in one. So if you really want long reading or short reading, it depends on you, but this is more fun and everything. So yeah, and then I have a break in September, and if you guys are in the area, if you want to do anything and stuff, and also in October I'll be at New York Comic Con. That we're hoping, because I didn't get the professional pass, even though I'm live here with you guys. I got my 4-day one, which is somewhere around here. Yeah, it's right here and falling out and everything. But that's what New York Comic Con is offering for the 4-day. So let's see if I get pressed for them. And the theme is, that's why I'm also wearing this, Halloween for them. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping to see all of you with Squishy over there, because we need more companions. We need to build everybody's pages. We need to build this page up. Christian needs a new computer and everything. So guys, make sure to have fun, be kind, and just help out another person. You never know what people are doing at the time and what's been happening around them. We may end up like it is in Hooverville.
Yeah.
Hopefully
not. Let's not do.
If we are, let's be a community, like Solomon said. Let's be a community.
Exactly. And Sean, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is. If you want to see nerdy stuff being reviewed and talked about, as well as philosophy topics in a queer-friendly space, you can head over there. I'm currently reviewing every episode of the Troughton era. If you want to hear about why it took me 6 years to get through the episode The Highlanders, I put that video up today, and I'm currently working on The Underwater Menace. That's the one I'm watching right now. And as a bonus, I am also considering reviewing some of the Target novelizations of Doctor Who books. So if any of that sounds good to you, head over to Our Philosophy Is.
Excellent. And Reverend Amagon, Tom, where can we find you?
You can find me on Amazon. I'm trying to find another $2.18 to make free shipping. But otherwise, I'm out of time. You can catch me, let's see, today's Tuesday, so you can catch me on my personal channel, youtube.com/at Reverend Amagon. Wednesday, I'll be doing my live show for 4 hours, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'll continue on Saturday. Sunday, we'll jump back on Spill the Geek Tea, where we will be interviewing a comic book creator, because he's got a Kickstarter he wants to take care of. So that's something there. And that's at the address there is /. It's spelled wrong. It's at Spill the Geek Tea. Do I have to go back and fix all these things myself? I got to go to the banners and fix it right now. I can't go back to the fence. So that's about it. So while we go to the next person, I'm going to find the banner and fix it wherever it is. Somewhere lost in these freaking things I can't see here. There we go.
Excellent. Well, you can find me at my channel. Well, we'll start with the Happiness Patrol. Happiness Patrol, which you saw a commercial short for earlier in the show. Episode 3 just dropped on Thursday. The premise is we are a group of people who are tired of toxic fandom. We wanted to talk about something that makes us happy. For season 1, that means talking about Star Wars. So I've got a great group of 4 other people. We talk about the Star Wars movies. We're just sticking to the movies right now. As I said, we just finished episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. We're going into Solo next month, so that episode is already recorded. It'll go up the first Thursday of September. Then we'll do Rogue One. Then we'll do do Star Wars: A New Hope, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Hang on, Dave. I'm going to make one change. Keep talking. You'll see the change.
And you can see in my little header down here, youtube.com/the DOTCA. That's my gaming channel. I have a weekly miniature painting series, Slinging Paint. I play games. Eventually, I might get around to playing some Power Plants before I have to return that to my friend. You can I've got another podcast that's being worked on that's not ready to be announced, but I am kind of everywhere.
Got it. Here you go.
Now there we go.
You're a bad kitty.
And friends.
And friends.
And friends.
There we go.
Others.
Yes.
Great.
Scott and Cameron are also on the show, but you guys on this channel don't know them as well as you would know Melanie and Jessica, because neither of them are Doctor Who people, so they don't appear on this show. You can also find me most Sundays on Spill the Geek Tea.
Yay.
Is that corrected? Yes, it is. So youtube.com/@SpillTheGeekT1, along with Tom, with Mark, occasionally Nick, and again, all sorts of random friends. We had a great time on this past Sunday talking about Rapture, the video game convention that Mark was at in Colchester. We've got it is indescribable. This is the appropriate reaction. Tom's reaction is the appropriate reaction. It went off the rails in the most on the rails way possible. If that doesn't make sense, like I said, just tune in. It was so much fun. We had great guests.
It was my fault when I did the title, but
yeah.
But then I said, "Oh, after the Rapture," so I had to hashtag gaming, hashtag festival, because
and it was a Sunday, and we are on Sundays. So you had an episode about after the Rapture on a Sunday.
We pulled an American Dad.
We kind of
Call Roger.
More crazies in the thing. We only got one
hey Stan,
crazy. Not counting the 5 crazies that were on screen. But we had a great episode. It was a ton of fun. Join us there every year. What's that with Raj? The movie theatrical re-release of The Sound of Music classical musical movies will be on my birthday next month. Hey, so we'll get you to rewatch it for the umpteenth time because of the World War II references. Well, happy birthday next month, Raj.
Yeah.
Yes, and by a reverend. Yeah, time scales points out. It's just it was an interesting episode. But also, you can find me, of course, here on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Wonderful Christian. Where else can we find you and or the Traveling TARDIS in the coming
TARDIS?
weeks?
I'm hoping very shortly we might have a convention in August. We're not sure. But if not, I'm definitely going to try to take the TARDIS out there. But I'm hoping we will be at a convention in August. Just keep an eye out on our social media. But as far as upcoming events, of course, ancientcity.com over at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort in St. Augustine, Florida, September 12th through the 14th. And I'm happy to announce we are also guests with the Dalek Builders of Florida. And we will be sharing space together. We're not exactly, I think Max said we were back in the old location that we were. So if anybody saw us over in last year's Ancient City Con, we're going to probably be in the same spot. I think they did it, Dave, because there's a garage door right there. So it'll make the Daleks easier to access in and out of the building there. So, yep, the Daleks of Florida will be there, and so will we, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and with special guest Dalek Helen.
Look, it's Melanie and Jess.
It is Melanie and Jess. Look at that. And Thomas, whose face I waved over, who was the host of that moment over at MegaCon. And if you haven't heard, we're going to be adding in and letting people letting people know the 13th annual Makers Fair in Orlando, November 8th and the 9th, over at the Central Florida Fairgrounds. Get your tickets now on their social media and their website. If your kids are into robotics or creating stuff, or just want to know more about the science of things, come on out, please. You're going to have a great time at makerfairorlando.com. Get your tickets on there. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. The Dalek builders and I will be there together in supporting the Whovians out there. And plus, this is actually a good place if you want to know about building your own Dalek. Well, Ancient City is not bad either. But if you want to learn how to build your own Dalek, this is the place to go. Again, this will be taking place November 8th and 9th at the Central Florida Fairgrounds. Also, I'm still working on this. I'm hoping to speak to Billy tonight. For those of you who've been trying to get the Kitchen Killer sauce, just having some issues about the delivery, but I know Billy's been in contact with people, and if he hasn't, please let me know. Send me a PM or send a message to the Traveling TARDIS, and I know he's working on that. But the good news is, I think we haven't confirmed with Makers Fair, but over at Ancient City, we'll be selling the Kitchen Killer barbecue sauce over there, and we'll have plenty of it out there. Other than that, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to say goodnight to Simon on the way out. And anybody have any last words before we wrap it up tonight?
Wobble, wobble.
I think, are we doing it next week? Are we doing the next episode next week? Is that the plan?
That's the plan. If we don't have a special guest, I'm just going to say it that way. If we don't have a special guest, we will be reviewing Evolution of the Daleks at the end. If not, just keep an eye out again on our social media. As we're getting closer to the holidays, we're having special guests who've confirmed that they want to be on the show. They just haven't confirmed when they want to be on the show. And that's what's driving us crazy. And they're going to say, yeah, we'll do it next week. Plus, we're working with we're going to have Max Michaels from Ancient City on to be talking about ancientcity.com and some other special guests. And I can confirm right now, we don't have a date as of yet, but Phantasmagoria will return to do a very special Christmas episode. And we're going to keep that in wraps for right now. Just keep an eye on the social media. But thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to say goodnight to Simon on the way out. And until the next adventurers, folks, thank you for joining us, and root for a pleasure.